Today on Black Twitter Talk, we are talking the Fyre Festival fraud. We're just saying no to Jules and Beyonce's swollen lips. Are they real? Thanks for tuning in to Black Twitter Talk, y'all. This is my new favorite jam. Compliments of Daniel Caesar. Kelly put me on. Hey. You can find me on Twitter at Angie_skates.
What's up, you guys? You can find me on Twitter or Instagram at the Urban Gypsy LA. You already know who it is. It's your girl, Kels. Hey.
This song is featuring Kali Uchis. I love her too. This is such a good song, yo.
It's a beautiful song.
I can't stop listening to it. Like, I just want to do this all day. But I guess we'll get right into
Right. As soon as you start playing this, you will have it on repeat. This song, and then the other song I have on repeat, SZA, Love Galore right now.
I love that one too. And then Khaled, Location. I can't stop with that one either.
That's my jam too.
We're going to put together a Black Twitter playlist for y'all.
We so should do that.
We should do that.
Yes.
At top of the week on Mondays.
Yes.
Let's do that. So get it ready. So anyway, I know you guys have all heard of the Fyre Festival Fiasco. There's lots of different angles and stories floating around, rumors about this story, but the bottom line is that it was a huge disaster. Okay, so apparently Billy McFarland, who was the founder of the festival, 25 years old, the co-founder of the festival, also Ja Rule, they were
Ja Rule.
That just
like, where
sounds
did
funny.
you even come from? When has Ja Rule ever thrown a festival?
When has Ja Rule been relevant in the music industry beyond
Ashanti,
and then that whole, what is it, that wasn't Death Row, it was Murder Inc.
Yeah, Murder Inc. hasn't been hot for years.
That's because of that whole drug scandal,
he went to
money
jail and
laundering. Like, so anyway, he had this festival that didn't do well, which is, I don't know.
Not a surprise.
Not a surprise because it's Ja Rule. But apparently this was like the biggest fraud in festival history. And I've noticed that the festivals are picking up. They're a lot more prevalent as far as like artists touring and things like that. I've been looking for Solange to go on tour, and she's only been playing at these little weird festivals, which now I don't trust, by the way, thanks to Fyre.
No, you can't do that. I feel that you're right, though. A lot of major artists are doing festivals, and I don't feel like it used to be that way. I think before it used to be a lot of underground artists, or maybe not a lot of hip-hop R&B artists that would do these festivals, and now it's all the time. And I'm not a festival girl. I don't like
big crowds,
large crowds with no like formation to them.
Yeah, or like messing up my shoes, standing up at concerts all the time. I like to have a seat.
Me too.
Like a beer in a seat, okay?
It's a different vibe, but they are big. A lot of people are doing them, and so it sounds like a lot of people were excited to go to this one.
So it all started with a photo on Instagram, I believe, right? It was like 10 so-called social media influencers, Kendall Jenner being one of them, and a bunch of others who's I'm not really familiar with because I don't really follow social influencers. They ain't influencing me. Anyway, so the company, or Billy McFarland and his cronies, or his crew, or whatever you want to call them, they paid $250K for the photo shoot. I hear that they were like they got paid. None of the lineup got paid. Migos was supposed to headline it. Blink 182. Major Lazer.
That's some cool people.
Yeah, I don't even know what Major Lazer is though.
Major Lazer is like an EDM group, right?
Okay.
But they have like I've heard some of their songs. Their songs are dope.
I've heard some of their songs too.
And I've seen some of their shows like online. They look hella live.
Yeah, it sounded like it would have been a good party. I know Migos.
Migos is a turn up.
The Migos.
Remember we thought they were one person.
Yeah, but turns out they're three. Anyway, so it didn't happen, and they were sold a lifestyle. The people that were bought into the festival, they were going to fly out to this private island in the Bahamas. Apparently, they marketed as somewhere where Pablo Escobar used to run drugs, or had, I don't know, one of his operations set up there, which was a lie. Apparently, they were supposed to be swimming with pigs.
Why do you want to
swim with a pig? I don't know, but that was supposed to be a thing.
Weird.
There were no pigs.
Really weird.
There were supposed to be like luxury tents, or yurts, is what they call them. But they were like survival tents, the same thing, like FEMA issued tents. They they didn't, the vendors, they didn't have like the kitchens that were set up. There were some photos floating around on Twitter, and it just looked really gross.
So it was just like a whole ass scam.
It was a shit show. It was a scam. And there were some producers that were working on the event that have worked on other very successful events as producer, you know, and they were just saying how they didn't have any money, and immediately coming into this, they realized that this was not going to happen, and they just kept pushing forward like, you know, let's just do this, dude, bro, you know, and let's just be legends. And people are looking around like, excuse me? Like, I'm getting the hell out of here. Apparently, there were some people that were flown out to the island, and they were trapped. They were stuck there. They couldn't get out. They were eating like sandwiches with like American cheese slices as part of their gourmet meal packages. It was a whole scam. Everybody got scammed out of their money, and people on Twitter kind of thought it was a really laughable moment, because the people that are getting scammed are like really elite, like really top 1% kind of crowds that can afford this kind.
Okay, so now it makes sense to me, because, you know, we were talking about it, and our engineer said that they were thinking about making a movie out of it, and I didn't understand it, but now I get it. This is an amazing movie, and I have to see, but I can't believe this happened in real life.
Like, it was a real life scam. And
funny.
They just used the Instagram models to sell this whole lifestyle package for this festival that was never going to happen to begin with. I heard rumors that they realized very early on that it was not going to happen. They just kept going.
Interesting. See, I heard about it through Yes Jules, who we'll talk about later.
Oh my God.
I heard about it through her because she was one of the influencers that was approached to promote it. And she was saying that she was really considering it because they offered a good amount of money. She was like, that bag was real good. But they kept asking who was the lineup. And they could never ask, oh, no, don't worry about it. It's going to be great. And they're like, no, who's the lineup? And they would not give them a lineup for, like, a good amount of time.
That's because they didn't have a bag to secure the lineup.
And that's when she was like, how the hell am I going to promote an event to say you guys should come to this, and I don't even know who's performing, because the festival is about the performance more than anything, and they didn't have that.
Yeah, and apparently there's a class action suit that is being filed against this guy or the festival in and of itself, and the Instagram models or promoters are being pulled into this class action lawsuit because there is a difference apparently between endorsing something and advertising something, and only one of the models listed the photo as an ad, so she's in the clear, but everybody else is going to be tacked onto that lawsuit or like civilly responsible. I don't know, we'll see, because they were acting as endorsers of this event that was a sheer utter scam.
That's interesting. And that, I mean, to a degree, if you are an influencer and that's what you are, that's how you make your money, why would you promote and try to get people to go to an event that you don't have the legit details on?
Because they don't care. Exactly. They're about their coin.
That's what you get. You shouldn't have done that. If it's business and you're like really about doing this and influencing people to have a good time or to be good people, whatever your brand is, why? That's what you get. You should have did your research on it opposed to just taking the money. That's like putting your hand into a rat trap. That's what you get.
Or it's like trying to heal a whole era of civil rights by offering a Pepsi. It's been a rough year for
she took it there. I'm like, where are we going with this?
I went there. Kendall, I feel sorry for her sometimes. Just kidding, I don't.
Chris Jenner, where were you at? Where are the lawyers at? You shouldn't have let her get on that one.
Like, who cares? Anyway, so speaking of social media influencers and festivals and AR people and all of that, popular social media personality and promoter known as Yes Jules has been coined Nodules or No Jules because she asked her followers on Twitter if she could wear shirts that says niggas lie.
Niggas lie a lot.
Niggas lie a lot. Like, and if you guys don't know who Jules is, I only know who Jules is because of Kelly. So I'm going to let Kelly tell y'all who she is. Who is this woman? And why do we care about her?
Well, I don't know if you care about her.
I don't care about her.
A lot of people don't necessarily care. Well, a lot of black women are known to supposedly not like her. Because,
but who is she?
Who is she? She is a... I don't know what to call her title, but she basically has built an entire platform and a digital media agency through Snapchat initially. Like, she just kept Snapchatting her life, her ideas, and the moves that she was making, gained a huge following, and that's what she does. She
has like some rags to riches story, which is what got a lot of attention from social media. Is just like
I think she was adopted, so her family, like, small house, a lot of people, whatever like that. But as far as her hustle day to day, she's known for the slogan, or she's trademarked the slogan "Never Not Working," because she's always working. She has an all-female digital media agency company, so it's all girls behind her brand, or women, girls, young women, and she's also known for throwing parties called 1 a.m. Vibes, where they throw these ragers. She
directs the vibes, man. That's what she does.
And then so has built a lot of relationships with the hip-hop industry and men in the hip-hop industry, so that's where she starts to have beef with some of us black women.
That's not where the beef happens, though. I'm sorry.
The beef happens because at one point, I believe she tweeted something where she says black women don't like her because black men do.
Yeah, so she goes, the whole tweet reference is that, I can be in a room full of black men, and it be a room full of beautiful women, and I walk in and the black men flock to me. That's why the black women don't like me.
Yeah.
Like, excuse me, Jules. So is that why we don't like you? It couldn't be the fact that you tossed around the N-word like you own it. And then, okay, we all know who she is, right? You did a good job at unpacking who she is.
I did. She's known. She has a radio station now, on a satellite radio station. She throws parties, and she's just an influencer.
She is one of the top, would you say, in her game, right?
Definitely.
Okay. So the problem becomes is the fact that she says this. She puts out this thing on Twitter. Should she wear this shirt or not? And obviously, if you have to ask the question, you probably shouldn't be wearing it. But she got a lot of backlash. And then the next day, she put up an apology on Snapchat, which she also got a lot of backlash for, because she drops the urban lingo that she's known for, all that, cultural appropriation that she does. And she's very just, I'm so sorry, guys, and da 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 da, and all that goes out the window. So she real white in this apology.
Oh my God.
She is. She comes real correct, and it's, I'm so sorry if I offended anyone. I really didn't mean to do that. She lays it on thick. Now, no actual tears. Mm-hmm. And then, people later on Twitter, well-known rappers and DJs. I don't know who rappers and DJs are in the hip-hop industry. I'm kind of removed from it because, it's not my scene. Mm-hmm. Don't be rushing me. Anyway, so people are caping for her, saying, some black people give, people a pass to say it, and they just want to argue about something and blah, 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 blah.
Well, then say it in front of that black person that gave you the pass, because I feel like in any rule of this game, hip-hop game, cultural appropriation, or just life, we know that the N-word is off limits for a lot of people. Some people are okay with that. Some black people don't even like when other black people say it. So, I'm sorry, I've gotten cussed out for calling a black man nigga, and I'm a nigga, you know what I'm saying? So, if you're a white woman and you feel like you can tweet that word, then you deserve the backlash that you get. My issue with her, though, was I woke up to Snapchat with her crying on Snapchat, and I'm like, what the hell just happened? Why are you crying? This is really weird. I'm uncomfortable. So I go on Twitter and I see, so she's saying sorry, but then her initial tweet after was that, I wasn't saying I was going to wear it. I was saying that somebody told me I should, and I was saying I shouldn't, and I should never be associated with it. I'm like, no, speak your truth. You thought that you were okay with wearing that because people gave you a pass and because you were just dating a black guy who apparently dumped you and broke your heart. So say that, be like, my bad, I'm out of line, I shouldn't have did that, I did it because I was in my feelings about this dude or whatever. I feel like if you're gonna mess up, own that shit. Don't pretend and try to say, oh no, that's not what I was doing. That's exactly
what she did. I shouldn't be associated with that word, this or the other. But there are clips of her surfacing on Twitter where she walks in a room and she's like, what's up, niggas? And where she's walking and then she's saying, thank you for coming to my defense, saying I got a pass to use this word. There are interviews circulating where she is in an interview saying that because she is Italian and Puerto Rican that she gets a pass to say the N-word. And I'm like, boo-boo, Italian or white people, too. Puerto Ricans are whites too. So you can be very well both of those things and still not have a pass to use the N-word because you are a white woman.
Yeah, I just think it depends. I think everyone has a different experience with that word. Most black people are not okay with non-black people using the word.
It's like one word that I feel like white people should not have a say, should not say it, first of all. And you should not have a say in how it's used. Like, and if you're going to use it, because I'm going to be honest, there are probably a lot of people in my life that are non-black people that use that word, but don't use that shit around me. Oops. Don't use that around me.
No, don't use it around me either. And my other issue, though, too, they were saying that she was only apologizing because shortly after she lost some of her deals in Toronto, that according to Snapchat, because I do follow her on Snapchat, and she doesn't annoy me as much as she annoys other black women just because of the industry and the work that she does. I'm interested in that, so I enjoy following her and seeing what she's up to. But as far as that shit, I'm not okay with that.
No,
and that's why they saying she was crying because she lost out on some money.
She lost out on some money.
But she probably also has some people who she messed with that really fuck with her that probably... Sorry, my language, but we're talking about the N-word. People who really, some of her friends, I want to assume got in her text messages too, or called her out on that. I want to assume that there were some people that said, yo, what's wrong with you?
I don't believe it. She works with black people all the time, and I believe that she uses that word around them and everybody else too. I don't believe that she is apologetic, and I really honestly...
So then is that her fault, or is it everybody that's giving her the pass?
That brings me to my next point, which is people on Twitter, Black Twitter, were saying that it's black women's fault for her. It brings me to my next point. It shifted the conversation a little bit because enough of no Jules. We're saying no to you, boo boo, no. But black men were saying it's your fault, black women, because she learned that behavior from you, from all the negative behavior that you give black men on Twitter. Men are trash, this and that and the other. We give her a pass to speak negatively about black men. Like,
but when we want to talk about how black women are disrespected and we say it's the black men, we be bashing the black men. But how many songs are there when they say bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks and stuff like that? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying.
All the music, a lot of the hip hop music is derogatory towards black women
specifically.
But it's our fault. I'm confused.
I'm not confused. That guy's an idiot. And everybody that thinks like him is an idiot. It is not black women's fault that this white woman is appropriating culture and using it against you. Because when she's come at black women, it's a non-issue. You know, she's infiltrated a predominantly black culture, black male culture. And how many black women promoters are out here doing their thing that work on this level, that work hard like her, that are good at what they do like her, that have the same work ethic as her, but are not on the level as her.
The only two that I know off top would be like a Karen Civil. She's pretty high up in it with the hip hop industry. Another one I would say maybe would be Miss Diddy. I don't think Miss Diddy might be on her level yet for as long as she's been in the game, as many people as she know and how hard she works. I don't think that she's gotten to the heights that Jules got.
My point is, I think that Jules is a mediocre white woman, and
I wouldn't say she's mediocre.
I think she is mediocre, and I think if she was anything other than a thick white woman, a woman that has a built body, however you want to call it, I think she would be a non-issue, period. Like, if she was black, it wouldn't be, like, we would not be sitting here talking about her.
I can't argue that. We already know as black women, we have to go 500 times harder to even just get our foot in the door. So, obviously, she gets in the door before 90% of us in the first place to do the work. And, yeah, we all work our asses off. So if you can't get in the door, the work doesn't even matter. So I get what you're saying.
And I'm not coming to this woman's defense, but because here we are at that intersection where I am black and I am a woman, I really found it disrespectful and counterproductive that people were throwing her sexuality and her sex life into this.
Yeah,
people were playing her sex tape at her concert or her festival thing that she put together or whatever.
They played it at the festival?
They were playing it at the festival. Like, people were out there in the crowds, and she's like walking down and go, hey, here's your sex tape.
Wow.
I think that is like utterly apprehensible, and that has nothing to do with what is being discussed right here in that moment.
Right.
And that's the first thing that they'll do to tear down a woman, is to throw her sexuality out there. And I think that is off limits for this particular conversation. And I'm not caping for her. I'm just saying.
I'm not caping for her either.
There's a lot of things that we can discuss, you know, without bringing that into it, because that has nothing to do with it.
Shoot, I mean,
I'm done. No, Jules, I'm done.
I don't have to say I like her to where I'm trying to kick it with her, but I'm not, as a woman in the industry trying to get into a male-dominated industry, I can give props where it's due or learn something as far as the work ethic.
You gonna pay $15,000 for 15 minutes to learn something from her?
No, I'm not doing that.
All right, let's move on then.
I'm not paying nobody that much money for nothing.
That's what she was charging to have coffee talk shop with her, because she's such an expert for 15 minutes. Like, girl,
I don't think she's that much of an expert. I will have to say that.
Yeah, anyway. So, we've seen recently on Twitter, on my Twitter feed, I haven't seen a lot of news media coverage of it otherwise, but Jordan Edwards was gunned down by Dallas police officer, 15 years old. He was an honor student. That doesn't make his life any less or more valuable. As we all know, that what we believe here, Black Lives Matter, absolutely, exponentially, and whatever. But the thing is, this cop is actually fired. He was fired, and he is being charged with murder. And we've all been here before. You know, we've seen cops indicted. We've seen them held responsible in the court of law, but they always get acquitted. So I'm just interested to see how this case turns about. And the family has asked specifically for their son to not be a martyr for this cause. And I understand that wholeheartedly. They want justice for their son, and they're saying Jordan Edwards is not a martyr for the cause. He was gunned down, but they want us to respect the family's privacy. And
I can understand that, because you don't want emotionally, like, how do you deal with that? Like, his face constantly being brought up, people calling you, and then a protest now in the name of, and they want you to come and speak and stuff. It's like, no. I want to be with my family. And I want to remember him and celebrate the life that he did have,
and get justice for him.
And get justice and get my mind right.
Yeah. So our thoughts and our prayers are with the family of Jordan Edwards, and I just wanted to mention that, and we'll keep up with the case, and you know, hopefully justice will be served, but we all know how that goes. Y'all seen pregnant Beyonce? She everywhere, right?
Yes.
We love her. She is so regal and so beautiful pregnant. Like, I feel like we didn't get to see enough of her pregnant when she was pregnant with Blue Ivy, so much so that there was conspiracy theories saying that she didn't even have the baby. She had a surrogate mother. So now she's very visibly pregnant, and she's being attacked from all kind of opinion ed pieces written by uninformed white women who have such a problem with the public display of black pregnant women. Like, I just don't understand.
So they're doing whole thought pieces
on Beyonce's pregnancy and how she's flaunting it, and they even mentioned Serena and Sierra as well, and they just have a problem with...
So what, they're supposed to hide because they're pregnant?
Apparently. I don't know. They just don't like it. And the word on the street is, or on Black Twitter is, that people are questioning Beyonce's swollen lips. They're saying that she's had lip injections.
So did she get her nose injected too?
Apparently.
Because
I don't know.
Her nose is like across her face
whole face
too.
Is different.
Her cheeks are swollen. Everything is swollen. And she looks so cute.
She looks really cute. And I don't know if they think that pregnancy for black women is different. I don't know. Is it different? But I think it's very natural and normal for the features of a woman to swell, and that's what's happening here.
And she is black, some of her features are already swollen to begin with.
Hello.
For lack of a better word, so it might look different on her.
They're not swollen, they're full. Well, they are, in this case, they are exactly that. They're swollen, and they might look like, you know,
I bet her feet are swollen, too.
To her ankles, too.
Everything
is swollen. But people are questioning, because they do look like, if you didn't know any better, they look like they have been plumped full of something. And I just think that people are so conditioned to the skeleton of a black woman, you know, where anybody can insert themselves and then get plastic surgery to look like
the plastic surgery version black girl lips
is what they're used to seeing on all the Kardashian sisters and everything. But it's just like, no, she's pregnant. And her publicist Yvette, I forget her last name, but she put out a very fiery statement. I don't have this statement in front of me, so I'm just gonna paraphrase it. Beyonce is black and she pregnant and she ain't getting no lip injections. Mind your business. business.
And she's pregnant with twins. So it's like you said, we didn't see her that much while she was pregnant with Blue Ivy. So if her lips swelled and her nose swelled, we barely saw it to begin with. And at this point, it's whatever was swollen with Blue Ivy, it's that times 2. Plus, it's the second pregnancy. It's a different,
and she's
all
older.
pregnancies are different. She's older. And you guys need to just stop. Like, let this woman have her baby and glow up how she wants to.
What y'all need to be worried about is, can you have a baby with the current state of health care? After the Republicans then passed this mess.
Oh.
Like, so the ACA repeal, it passed the House. Mm-hmm. So we're going to see what it does in the Senate. But ultimately, it means, I think it's like 14, I've heard different figures. I've heard 14 million Americans may not have insurance after this passes, or 24 million Americans may not have insurance after this passes, because of pre-existing conditions that stem anywhere from cancer to sex crimes, rape, and I'm just like, it's utterly ridiculous that people are voting on something that they themselves are exempt from. They have an exemption.
That's the part where I'm not understanding. How could you exempt yourself from a law that you want? That makes no sense.
For yourself. And people are on the floor, people are lobbying, saying, oh, if you eat healthy and you exercise regularly, you won't need health care.
But if you were from the hood, you know that they don't even put healthy grocery stores in our hood. And they do it based on, I've been told, like, don't play me. I've read somewhere that certain grocery stores or restaurants won't go into a neighborhood because they base it off of how many people are college educated in the neighborhood. So if you in a poor neighborhood and nobody goes to school, you're not getting a Trader Joe's or
Whole Foods, which produce is questionable anyway.
Sprouts. All of these places are actually
questionable. I need to go to farmers markets, your local farmers markets.
Are there farmer markets in Compton? Or Watts or anything?
I haven't been to Compton.
I've been to Compton. I ain't never seen
I've been to Compton before.
I've been to Compton recently, and I've never seen no farmer's market. I would go. That sounds fun.
There's one in Westchester that's near Inglewood.
Near Inglewood.
It's near Inglewood. You from Inglewood. I'm from Inglewood. That's
Westchester and Inglewood. They're two different spots.
But they're like right here.
Still, the population's a little bit different.
Anyway.
Well, for now it is. In a minute, because Inglewood is being
gentrified,
it's going to be Westchester part
Anyway, yeah, it will be. So, moral of the story is this. Don't worry about Beyonce's pregnant lips. Mind your business.
Get healthcare.
Call your senator and let's not get this bill passed so that we can keep our health care.
Right.
And if you are a non-person of color, if you're non-black, you can be a person of color. If you're non-black.
Why are you talking like that?
I don't know. Because keep the N-word out your mouth, point blank in the period. It's not up for discussion. That's it. What else did we learn? The Fyre Festival? I don't know. I think I'm going to just go see Solange at the Hollywood Bowl. She's coming.
Yeah, I want to see her. I want to see Kendrick live too.
I want to see Kendrick too.
I don't know tickets though.
I'm leery of these festivals, and that's the other point of the day.
You're leery because of the Fyre Festival, or you just don't like festivals?
I don't like festivals. Exactly. I don't want to get my shoes dirty. I don't want to stand.
You just wear dirty shoes then, or wear some Chucks.
I like my Chucks fresh. Anyway, thanks for tuning in to Black Twitter Talk this week. We missed y'all, and we will see y'all again next week. Yeah, what she said. I'm your host, Angie Skates. You can find me on Twitter at Angie_Skates and on Twitter at Big_Ange.
And I'm your girl, Kels. You already know you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at The Urban Gypsy LA.
See y'all next week.
Bye.
Keven Undergaro, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live. Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in.
Hollywood redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.